Hello underachievers! So before we get into the video, I have a few things to remind you of, the first being that I'm ill. I'm a little bit sick, so if we could have some pity sad faces in the comments, that would be wonderful. But no, I am touring America soon. These are the tour dates. I'm going to all these places. There are still tickets available, apart from in New York and LA, they're both sold out. Boston and Chicago are very close behind. They're gonna sell out too, so if you want to grab some tickets, if you want to see me at all in America, then you should grab the tickets now in the description because they are going. They will not return. We also have VIP upgrades available, so if you want to hang out with me and ask me some questions and take some pics and get an exclusive merch thing, then grab them. Also, my brand new song Chasing Daylight is out now. You should give it a stream on Spotify, or you can watch the music video. Here's the music video. Corey did all the work. He did a good job, so go check that out. And finally, my brand new EP, My Brain After Therapy, is out June 3rd. Please pre-save that below. It really helps the performance. And we also have some vinyls. We have some DDs, we have some CDs and some stickers, and that's really cool. So if you're interested in any of that, description below. So it's been almost half a year since I kept up to date with trans TikTok. You know, most of my TikTok is just videos of dogs or cats or rats, or just anything animal really, bunch of capybaras. So today I thought I'd keep you guys updated with what's going on with trans TikTok, because we love that big group of diverse people. And speaking of diversity, I would like to thank the sponsor of this week's video, Switchcraft, who holds the most diverse group of characters I have ever seen from a mobile game. So Switchcraft is a gripping mystery story about modern day witches, led by a strong female protagonist, who also happens to be a witch. Pretty much the protagonist, Bailey, has made it her mission to solve the disappearance of her bestie. It really does feature TV-worthy writing, but you can choose your own adventure. There are hundreds of choices that you can make that will completely change the outcome of your story. And when I tell you the aesthetics are insane, I truly mean that they are insane. This is the prettiest mobile game I have ever seen, and I really do mean that. It kind of resembles modern graphic novels, you know, with like a hand-painted vibe. And back to diversity, this story features over 85 different characters from all different kinds of cultural backgrounds. There is a hell of a lot of LGBT representation, as well as disabled representation. For example, you've got Janice Sullivan, who is a bisexual, messy slacker. You've got Dr. Van Geest, who is a pansexual trans woman. You've got Arash Wazari, who is rumored to have links with the Iranian royal family. And you got Carl Wilson, who is gullible as hell. I usually do not take sponsorships from games, but Switchcraft is here for a reason. I've really had a great time playing it myself, and it's just so beautiful, and the game experience is so good. Everything just works so smoothly. Like, look how smoothly these gems match up. They also have frogs, which I just love that, and Magnus the cat. But yeah, I really just enjoy the game, and if you want to download it, there's a link in the description below to download it. I am sure you will have a great time playing it. So thank you again to Switchcraft for that. Let's get on to these trans TikToks. As I said earlier, I really do not consume a lot of trans content because I've been here for a good few years, kind of tired of it, but I am really interested to see what things are looking like now on TikTok because I do not use TikTok for that purpose. So the first trans TikTok is this one.
Get your f***ing ass up and be trans. It seems like no one wants to be trans these days.
So true.
Everyone wants to be cis. You have to surround yourself with people who want to be trans.
I can't disagree. I'm joking. Is TikTok clearly a joke? I feel like a lot of angry cis transphobes would see this and get really angry, and I feel like that makes me enjoy it more. But yeah, guys, if you're not trans right now, what are you doing? What are you thinking? Why not? I'm joking, obviously. I do not intend to trans anyone. That is not the vibe. But I don't know. These are my favorite kind of trans jokes because they really just reflect what I think transphobes are actually thinking trans people are doing. I read a tweet about me recently from a TERF where they called me Noahfinnce. If you don't understand the reference, let's just Google it. What is it to be a Pied Piper? One that offers strong but delusive enticement, a leader who makes irresponsible promises, and a charismatic person who attracts followers. So, I think the gist is that people think trans people, especially trans YouTubers, are trying to trans their kids. But now it's on TikTok. So there could be more of us. But yeah, I really, you know, I don't understand what transphobes think trans people's motivation is for transing kids. I don't think anybody wants to put anybody through that kind of difficulty. But yeah, either way, I'm a big fan of this TikTok. It's a big joke. Don't take it seriously. Next TikTok. I have seen a bunch of these, and I never know how to respond to them, but I like them. But this is, how are you so comfortable with being trans? This is a trans person. And they say, Noah raised a soldier, not a... I don't know the song. I don't know what that means, but I think it's really nice that they feel that I helped them be more comfortable being trans. I don't know, it's kind of strange when I get tagged in content like this, because I really just, that is not, like, the goal. I'm kind of just putting my life out there, and the fact that, like, maybe it helps some of you guys. Very nice. So, good TikTok. Thank you, trans TikToker. So, this next TikTok is about bottom growth. If you don't know already, when you start testosterone as a trans guy or a non-binary person, or just like any person assigned female at birth starting testosterone, there's a thing that happens with your genitalia. The most sensitive area, shall we say, experiences some growth. and it kinda turns out a bit like a micro penis. So this video, I'll just show you it. So someone says, is it bad I low-key wanna know what that looks like? Referencing bottom growth.
So a lot of people said they wanna know what bottom growth looks like. And for obvious reasons, I can't just really whip out my meat on camera. But I think I've found a very accurate and educational model of what's going on down below.
Yeah. Sounds about right. I can't disagree. So the next TikTok is by a user called Stop Making Me Cry Dude. I enjoy that. I don't know why I enjoy that username so much. But here's what happened when this person makes a funny trans joke.
Observe. I am a Rorfian Zopgar. On my planet, this is hilarious.
Being in a room full of cis people when you make a trans joke. Very interesting, very fun experience. I tend to do this a lot because I'm a lot of the time in spaces where I'm the only trans person. I love to whip out a trans joke because, you know, I feel like a lot of people feel very hypersensitive when they're around a trans person. They don't want to mess up what they're saying. They think we're going to explode and go crazy if they get our pronouns wrong. But I, you know, like to let people know that I'm chill. It's chill. We can clear the elephant in the room because sometimes people get really weird about people being trans. It's not like about any type of bigotry. I think people just don't really know what to do. But like, I'll make a trans joke. I'll joke about having my tits chopped off, and sometimes it really lands. Sometimes people are like, ha, that's funny, you're talking about your tits getting chopped off. And sometimes people just don't know how to react. I'll be like, yeah, I was a girl. I had my tits chopped off. And sometimes people just like don't say anything. They kind of just laugh uncomfortably. And the goal isn't to make people uncomfortable, but it is a bit funny. But yeah, I feel like trans jokes for me aren't funny when they're told to other trans people, because I'm just like, we've heard them all. We've done this. But when you tell trans jokes around cis people and they laugh, I enjoy it. I enjoy it. So this next TikTok, I'm not sure of the context, but Becky says, y'all like lesbians holding door frames lately? Maybe that's a thing on lesbian TikTok that I'm not aware of. I'm not on lesbian TikTok. I'm sure that would upset some people. But yeah, y'all like lesbians holding door frames lately? Let's go. It's a lesbian holding a door frame. You look good. You look good. How about a trans guy? I like that one. I too enjoy making height jokes. I am often in situations where I'm surrounded by several people that are over 6 foot, and I don't know why. I don't know why I have tall friends, but it upsets me. Like, I'll literally go to parties, and I have to look up to make conversation with people, and sometimes when I'm in a group of really tall people, they're all on each other's eye line. So they're just looking straight up. They're not gonna look down at me. So you gotta add in a height joke so that they know that you are short. Because they wouldn't know otherwise. Maybe they think I don't know I'm short. So, next TikTok.
Hello, baby.
Hello.
Mierda.
Okay, if you didn't understand, this trans woman getting catcalled and followed by a guy, that's gross. That's really gross. I really enjoy it when trans women use their deep voice to scare off men. I don't know why I find it so funny. I feel like it's kind of some sort of superpower that trans women could do that with their voice. That's badass. Next TikTok. Something trans people go through that's never talked about. What is it? What could it be? Getting so many is, well, I can't argue with that. Yeah, I find it really not funny. It's very sad, very depressing. But I find it kind of funny how a lot of people will tell trans people that they'll never find love, that they'll never have a partner, that no one will ever be attracted to them. And I understand why some trans people feel like that about their life, because I felt like that about my life, because I had people telling me that I'd never find love and that I should just settle for anybody that's attracted to me. But I have no problem. Every trans person I know has been in a relationship or is in a relationship, or they at least But yeah, it really is such a struggle getting so many Not women. I don't call women I was just referencing the TikTok. It is very difficult getting so many beautiful ladies. So next TikTok, another trans joke. Let's see how it goes. What do you call a trans man who only eats vegetables? He says, no hate, I'm trans and found it so funny. Okay. What is it? A herbivore. A herbivore? Okay, I like that. I like that one. You get it? Because herbivores eat vegetables. A herbivore. I was a herbivore. I like it. Next TikTok. Transgender people giving long, multi-paragraph justifications and backstories for their new names. Non-binary people on their way to name themselves Moss after thinking about it like twice. That's funny. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I've seen like a lot of non-binary people have names like Twig, Moss. I met a non-binary person called Egg. There's like Fox and Owl. I think it's badass. I do not intend to make fun of these names. I think they're cool, but also like the only reason my name is Noah is because back in the day, I got a Snapchat off of somebody and they said you look like a Noah. So I was like, okay, guess that's my name now. So yeah, I really did not think about it twice. There weren't other names that were, you know, almost my name. It was just Noah. POV, you're talking to a trans guy.
Please Put your penis away.
No,
I'm not going to ask you again. Put your penis away.
I am who I am.
I am who I am. Yeah, I never packed with socks. I only ever packed with a packer, and then I stopped because I felt silly. Does anybody else feel silly when they pack with a packer? It's not silly to pack with a packer. If you pack with a packer, keep packing with a papa. Keep packing with papa. Pickle pepper. Keep picking pipers. Keep packing with a packer. But yeah, I never packed with a sock. I know a lot of other people do though. Next TikTok, me being the nice little gifted girl during my childhood. This was me. I was a sports scholar. I got a GCSE prize for the best results for a non-scholar. I was smart as hell. And then, you know, depression. So what happens? Me being the nice little gifted girl during my childhood?
You're such a clever little girl.
Kill your parents, Tracy.
Now being the sad, trans, burned out disappointment of the family. Wow. That sucks. I never feel like I was a disappointment of the family, but I feel like this is a vibe for a lot of trans people. Next TikTok, when you make jokes about your 1-inch wiener and the sissies say you don't have one.
I need to speak to a trans person. I need to speak to a trans person.
I love that audio so much. Yeah, this is an interesting topic. Like a lot of trans guys just call their bottom growth their wiener, their little dink. I don't reference it at all. I don't like thinking about it, but it kind of functions similarly to a wiener. Obviously, you don't through it unless you get surgery, but it gets hard, and it comes out, it gets bigger, and it definitely does not look like how you would imagine the female genitalia to look. So yeah, continue saying it's a wiener, because go ahead, just do it. Next TikTok, we got Kaylin, who is a transgender man.
Hi, I'm Jake Gyllenhaal, and I'm hosting SNL this week with Camila Cabello.
Gyllenhaal. Your name is pronounced Gyllenhaal.
I guarantee you it is not.
Good TikTok. I do not know where the idea that trans men are lesbians started. I feel like a lot of people think that, like, trans guys are confused about their sexuality or they want to run away from womanhood, therefore they transition into men. But most trans guys I know, they love men. They are gay as hell. Like, really, 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 really gay. I know a lot of people that felt that they were only attracted to women and then they went on testosterone. And then they were just like, hey, you know what? Men. I was definitely not a lesbian before I transitioned or after. And the just wanting to dress masculine thing is interesting. Because at my gender clinic that I went to, a question that they literally have to ask you is, have you considered living in a female masculine role? As in, like, have you considered just being a tomboy? I also saw Ariel Scarcella recently saying that they're trying to eradicate the term tomboy. They're trying to take away the meaning of it or something. But tomboys certainly do exist. Just trans boys are not tomboys. They're just boys. Unless they're called Tom. You can be a tomboy if you want.
You're trans? Prove it.
Yeah, I wore a binder for maybe like 4 or 5 years before I got top surgery. My posture was screwed. And obviously, don't want to like fearmonger, don't want to get everybody scared. But I had top surgery in 2019, it's 2022 now, and I still feel like I have like complications from wearing binders. Like, I went on my first run after I had top surgery and realized that I wasn't properly breathing. Like, I wasn't fully breathing out and fully breathing in, because when I was wearing a binder, it was like constricting my lungs and my ribs, and they weren't, you know, doing the thing. And I still, you know, I am not good at breathing. I was not good at breathing beforehand, though, mind you. I played a lot of hockey at school, and for a good while, I was told that I may have sports-induced asthma because I wheezed so much. And then I realized I just was not breathing when I ran. So maybe it's just me, but I don't think it is. But yeah, binding is difficult, and definitely posture, not great.
Oh God, being a woman is a curse. Does anybody have a tampon?
I hear you on that one. Yeah, I'll get one for you, my friend.
Okay.
Don't She doesn't realize I'm trans. Yeah, no, that's not enough.
Why are you confused that I have tampons? I'm gay. But yeah, this is interesting. I enjoy talking about periods with women and being helpful with people's periods, because I feel like I'm not so much uncomfortable with it, really. I used to be a lot more uncomfortable, but it's a shared experience that sucks. But yeah, I love when people are like, does anyone have a tampon? I'm like, me? Plenty of them. I got a ton. Next TikTok. I was tagged in this a few times.
I can't help it that I'm platonically in love with Noahfinnce. See, I got a tattoo of his name.
Sure! The vibes are so confusing, but thank you, I think. Okay, last TikTok. Every trans guy after coming out.
And, like, honestly, I'm having a proper full-on gay crisis.
We love Heartstopper. I love Heartstopper. So good. So good. As I said earlier, I know a lot of people that started testosterone and realized that, hey, they were not just into women. A lot of them started testosterone thinking they were straight. They were just guys that were into girls. And then they, you know, the longer they're on testosterone, the more they're into guys. And obviously, it's not a kind of thing where, like, testosterone makes you gay. Testosterone does not change your sexuality. I think it just makes people feel more comfortable in themselves, and then they're more comfortable to explore that side of their sexuality. But the kind of opposite thing happened to me. I was so convinced that I was just gay when I started testosterone, and then I went on it and I realized I was bi and that I like women. So that's interesting. You know, going on testosterone does not, you know, just cause all those physical changes. It does other stuff too. I feel like the lighting has changed a lot and it's very bright now, but that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, if you want to go download Switchcraft, the link is in the description. Have a good day, though. See you later, losers. Goodbye. I am punching you.